Hey guys, and welcome back to Inside Investing, and thanks for tuning into this live stream. In case you've got any questions, then definitely drop them down in the chat box. Also, thanks for watching this. If you're watching this during the replay, also a big thanks to you. Let's make this a fun one. So I guess today we have a few different things that we want to cover with you. First, of course, update of our portfolio, always important. But then also we've got a few stocks and a few ETFs that we've got in our favorites list, and we also want to dive into those a little bit during today's live stream, and we want to also give you an update on what our plan is for the future of Inside Investing. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and let's have a look. So right there we see the overall value of our portfolio, right? So this is again in DEGIRO, the platform that we like to use, the broker that we like to use. And over here we can see the total value of our account, which is around 900 euros currently. That's okay, I would say. It's not, of course, very much. And also what we can see is that there's a lot of free space still. So we've got around 550 euros that we can currently invest in a specific ETF or specific share that we would like to buy. So that's definitely something that we also want to do. Probably not during this video, but definitely in the upcoming few videos, we want to, of course, buy a few different shares and also expand the overall value of our portfolio. Then looking at the current stock value, so that's around 357 euros. So that's the total amount of money that we have currently invested, and that's currently invested in ETFs specifically. We definitely like ETFs. We've talked about them many times, of course. And what we mainly like about them is that it's very broad. It's very broad, right? So it's like buying into a lot of different companies. I think, for example, in VWRL, there are more than 2,000 companies included in one of that ETF. So if I'm buying one of those shares of like around 95, 97 euros, I'm buying more than 2,000 different companies. So that's very significant. So once again, this is DEGIRO. I think overall the platform, it speaks for itself, right? So it's very easy to use as well. Over here we can see like the winners and losers, then in this case specifically on the Amsterdam exchange, but also we can look across Europe, look into the USA. So there's a lot of different opportunities here, a lot of different options, I should say. Then having a look at the top news, there's some news about Amazon. Let's see, emerging markets, Google. I guess for now, nothing too big for today at least. But that's all fine, right? It's just interesting to have a look at. But once again, we're mainly investing in ETFs, right? So we're mainly investing in a lot of different companies included in those ETFs. And that requires us not to spend too much time investing and I should say researching those specific companies, right? So we don't need to every day, multiple times have a look at what Amazon is doing or what Google is doing. No, we have just bought those ETFs, and that's more than enough for us to really also make a profit, which we'll show you in a second. So overall, that's our strategy, of course. Once again, guys, if you've got any comments or any questions, definitely drop them down below in the chat. Also, if you're watching this in replay, definitely feel free to drop them also down in the comments box. Then I'll try to answer them as soon as possible after this goes live. So let's have a look, guys. Now I'll go to the portfolio. So there we are. We have in total currently 3 VWRL shares. Again, it's not too significant, we know, but also 1 S&P 500 share. Overall, the value of our portfolio has been increasing quite okay, I should say, in the last couple of weeks. We currently have made around 15 euros on an investment of 350 euros. So I guess we can say that it's okay. I guess percentage-wise, it's fine. But of course, because the overall value is so little, it's not too much money for now, at least. But that's fine. Let's have a look at VWRL itself then. Let's see over the last year how it's performing. So 1 year ago, yeah, it's currently the 8th of June, of course. So, okay, it was 78 euros, nearly, I would say just a little below the 90 euro mark. But then there was also quite a dip. But then looking at how it performed afterwards, and then looking what it's currently performing at around 97 euros, that's a very significant increase of around 25 euros in just a year, right? So that's very significant, guys. That's, I guess, around like 20%. Yeah, I would say like 20%, right? If my math at least is correct, it should be like 20%. So I guess that's still quite good, especially knowing that we didn't need to spend too much time on this, right? We have just bought it. I think we've bought one right there in the February period, and also a little bit later, somewhere March, and also in May. But overall, the price is going up, and that's of course what we would like to see. So looking at the last 3 years, we can also see that like there has been a crazy dip right there, right? So this is because of the pandemic, of course, and you can see that a lot of money, I should say that the price of one share has definitely decreased in a very short period. But then on the other hand, there has been a very big return, right? I guess this was sort of the break even, I guess right there was the break even point from pre the pandemic, which I think highest point right there was around 88 euros. And we got that right. Let's see, end of January, mid-January. And then afterwards, it's just been increasing very significant. So overall, once again, VWRL is definitely the basis of our portfolio. And then going back, we've got the S&P 500. And let's have a look how that's performing in the last year. Also here we can see, yeah, a very significant increase, right? We went from around 53 euros to currently trading around 65, 66 euros. That's a very significant increase as well in the last year. And once again, we're buying into the S&P 500, right? So that's a lot of big companies that are currently in the US. So that's very easy for us to invest in. Doesn't take that much time for us as well, right, guys? I mean, we just buy this and we hold. We don't spend any time in investing, or I should say researching those companies. We just buy one of these shares, one of these ETFs, and that buys us the whole basket of companies in the US. So that's definitely why we like it as well. So let's have a look. We've got some compensation. Very cool thing, by the way, guys. So I think in around 2 days or so, we would expect to be the announcement date of dividends as well from VWRL. So by, I think, the 10th of June, usually the 10th or 11th of June, they'll be, how do you say it, like announcing the amount of money that VWRL is going to be paying out as dividend. So that's definitely some passive income that you can very easily make, just if you make sure that you hold a few of these ETFs, a few of these VWRL shares, I should say. If you want to know a little bit more about that, then definitely look into our channel as well. Let's have a look then what we've got else here. Don't think we've got too much here right there at the transaction overview, but let's have a look at our favorites, because we do have quite some favorites in here as well. So you see, I think I can't, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't like make this a little bit bigger for you, but I can at least go over it with my mouse, so that should be fine. So this is around digital security. So this is more, so I would say like cyber security companies are included in this ETF. So this is something that we've added to our favorites list. I think at a share price around 6 euros. Let's see what the result has been. Well, that's quite significant in 1 year. It went from 4.80 euros to around 6 euros. So that's quite significant. That's almost like a 40 or 50% return on your investment. Too bad we didn't start investing back then, but that should be fine, all right. So I think in the next couple of weeks, we are going to be buying something in these lines of, I would say, like cybersecurity. My bad. Yeah, cybersecurity. Then this one, so this is around global clean energy. So that's of course always very important. I think the return wasn't too big right there. Yeah, as you see, 6 euros from a year ago. I think a very steady increase though. I would say that this is very significant. But then also having a look right there, at its peak, it was around 15 euros. But then afterwards, it went down. Yeah, quite bad, I would say. Of course, we're investing in the long run as well, right? So it doesn't matter too much for us. I mean, it can be now a little bit higher, it can go lower. We honestly, we don't care too much. We just invest for the long run. So overall, as long as like in a 3, 5, 10 year period, the price increases, we're all fine. So that's clean energy. Then we've got the VanEck Factors Bitcoin ETN. We've discussed that also in a previous video. So if you haven't watched that already, then definitely give that video a watch as well. It also explains to you why we consider this to be one of the more safer ways of investing in Bitcoin. I guess one of the things that I would also really say about Bitcoin is, I mean, it's all sort of difficult, right? It's a bit complex to ensure that you use the correct platform. You need to create like a wallet. It can be like a hard wallet or really online a wallet. But there's too much, I think, bad news around those exchanges as well, that I think this is only one thing that this is, I should say, a way of investing in Bitcoin a little bit more safe, because we're using our trusted DEGIRO broker. So we don't need to get to too much hassle, I should say, to invest in Bitcoin. And then having a look at the overall price. So this was at like November, they started with this ETN, and this just tracks the Bitcoin price as well. So there you see like the peak in mid-April of around 29 euros. And then it decreased, of course, as you probably have noticed, also because of Elon Musk, who needed to say something bad about it. So then afterwards it decreased quite significantly. But still, I mean, in less than a year, yeah, definitely, I would say even like a half-year period from 7 euros, nearly 8 euros to around 16. That's already a double profit. But then also right there was like 29 euros. So that's very significant, guys. So that's Bitcoin ETN. That's also on our favorites list. Also very low price to step into Bitcoin, right? That's also quite easy. So we don't need to buy 1 Bitcoin or 0.1 Bitcoin, which costs, of course, quite some money. This is very easy for us. And actually we can buy like quite some of these shares. So that's quite good. Then let's have a look. We also want to start investing in real estate. I think probably my granddad always told me, oh, you need to invest in real estate. You need to buy stones, because stones are the only thing that will definitely make you money in the long run. Yeah, that's all fun and probably true, I guess, but also very difficult, right? Because we need to like buy a house and then rent it out. That A, costs a lot of money, and B, takes a lot of my time. So I'm not sure if I'm too happy about that. But this way, I just can buy an ETF as well, which covers real estate. So that's exactly what I want to do. It's a very low, how do you say it? Like starting cost, right? So you only need like 40 euros currently, and then you can start investing in real estate. So that's pretty cool as well. By the way, guys, if you've got any questions or any comments, definitely leave them down in the chat below. Also, if you're watching this on replay, thanks for watching, and definitely put your questions down in the comment section below, and also give this stream a thumbs up if you enjoyed it so far. So this is real estate. We're going to be investing in this hopefully quite soon as well. And then the last one is the semiconductors. So this is because of the chip shortage. We've also talked about that in a previous video. Watch them back on our YouTube channel as well. I guess this also has made some significant profit as well. So let's have a look in the last, it hasn't been around for too long. So they actually started, let's see, when did they start? Around the 3rd of December 2020. So that was around 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago. And it was trading initially at around 16 euros. Quite some increases, also some decreases as well. Of course, timing the market, as also Warren Buffett has mentioned, is quite difficult. Even probably not even possible. So I guess that's a little bit difficult. Then having a look at what the highest point was, that was around 20 euros. And then it's a decrease again and an increase. And I see a question in the question box. So thanks, Lieke, for asking. So ASML, yes, definitely. ASML is also included in the semiconductors usage ETF. So that's pretty cool. You can also have a look into the VanEck Factors website itself, where you can also find out which specific companies are included in this ETF. We can also definitely make a video about which companies are included, and also definitely watch back the video around semiconductors and around the chip shortage. So yeah, very good question. Let's have a look then. So I guess these are the most favorites, the favorites I should say, that we've added currently to our portfolio. And in the next couple of weeks, we would be expecting to buy a few of these. Definitely also considering the total free space that we have in our portfolio, so around 500 euros, we are more than capable of buying multiple of these shares. So I guess that's pretty cool as well. It's a small milestone. Of course, there's a lot more to come, but I guess for now at least, it's the first milestone that we're going to be reaching quite soon, hopefully. And yeah, of course, you're welcome, Fritzboxr. You're definitely welcome. If there's any other questions, then leave them down in the comment section below. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If there's any other questions, also reach out to us. There's a lot of more videos to come as well. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Drop a like on this live stream, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching, and let's go. Cheers.